James Ward-Prowse back to Southampton this January. Give me your thoughts in the comments box below, Saints fans. Would you take JWP back at St Mary's this January? There's a story that broke yesterday. I'm going to give you all my reaction and all my thoughts to it. And I want you guys to get involved in the comments box below. And West Ham fans, has your manager made the right call with your vice captain? When it was broken yesterday on Give Me Sport, that say it was an exclusive £30 million star told he has no future at West Ham under their new manager, Nuno. And they went on to say that he, Ward-Prowse, is resigned at being bombed out by the new boss and is considering quitting the club this January. Well, Nuno's dramatic decision to totally omit Ward-Prowse from West Ham's matchday squad against Everton on Monday night sent shockwaves through the West Ham fan base, but not just through the West Ham fan base, the Southampton fan base as well, because the X feed on X was awash with hashtag bring him home. Every Southampton fan that I was reading on there was very, very keen on bringing Ward-Prowse back to Southampton. I'll give you all my thoughts and reaction to it very shortly. What would I do if I was in charge at Southampton? Would I want him back? Well, I will give you my thoughts. So the 30-year-old midfielder was told as soon as the head coach arrived on Saturday, according to this report, that he has no future. And there was no row. There was no fallout. He took the news professionally, and he would do, because he is a very professional, well-mannered man, is James Ward-Prowse. There's no doubt about that. It's believed that Nuno simply does not see James Ward-Prowse in his team moving forward. And the 11-timed capped England international, who has been the Hammers vice-captain, will be looking for a new club this January. He moved there for £30 million in August 2003. And he needs just one free kick to equal David Beckham's record of 18 in the Premier League. But it won't be happening at West Ham. It's just not going to happen, is it? He's going to have to find another Premier League club if he wants to break that record. Could he end up back at Southampton and get promoted and go on and score it wearing a Saints shirt? I think it's highly, highly unlikely, but I love to dream. He obviously had a spell last year at Nottingham Forest where Nuno and Forest signed him on loan, and he didn't get any game time at all under him there. So I'm surprised. Well, he would have been gutted knowing that he was going to be the West Ham manager. But it's surprising, isn't it, that he didn't fancy him, but someone in the club must have signed him. It can't have been the manager that signed him at Forest. And I bet Ward-Prowse was thinking when he was announced, oh my word, this is going to be a nightmare for him. And it is a nightmare because he won't kick a ball now till at least January sometime, unless he gets some reserve team football. But there's not really reserve team football anyway. It'd be just training. But he's professional, Ward-Prowse. He has a contract with the Hammers apparently till 2027. We're going to have a look at how Ward-Prowse has performed since he left Saints. But the report went on to say his boyhood club, Southampton, are set to be amongst those interested. For me, it's a bit of a nonsense story. I'm going to be totally honest with you. And that they say the Saints will be keen on taking him back as we bid for promotion from the Championship. Look, there'll be loads of clubs interested. And I just think people are just looking for clicks. People are looking for stories. Look, I'm here doing a video, so you can say, well, Martin's looking for clicks, looking for views. I like to cover everything. I like to react to everything. I'm a Saints fan. I loved Ward-Prowse when he was here. Look, I felt when he left, and I put a tweet out a few days ago, and I should have thought about it before I put it out. I said, well, he jumped at the first opportunity, and I didn't mean it like that. I meant he jumped at the first opportunity when we were relegated to get out. He was the first. He looked like he wanted out. And he was a match made in heaven for the manager, Russell Martin, at the time, in my opinion. I just think that they were the perfect match. The way Russell played football, the way he wanted to go about things, and the way Prowse plays, like he likes to complete those short passes, he would have been a dream picking it off the back for the goalkeeper, turning and giving it and getting up the field. And we had our best season in my lifetime as a Saints fan, the most enjoyable season. He could have been a part of that, got to Wembley and lifted the playoff final trophy with us. It could have been so different for him. Look, I don't begrudge him the move. He gave us such a long period of his time, and he could have probably gone long before that. He could have gone to Aston Villa. There was a lot of links at one stage, one summer, and he didn't go. He stayed with us and he was very, very loyal. So massive credit to him. And he's extremely, extremely professional as a footballer. He is squeaky clean, really, when you look at it. But he is a great man for any football club to have. The West Ham fans tell me he's brilliant with the kids, brilliant with the foundations, the charities, and it's everything you expect from James Ward-Prowse, because he is a top guy. Would I take him back? Absolutely, I would. Is he better than what we've got? He's better than probably all our midfielders. If we're honest, he is better. He's a Premier League player. Is he better than Charles? Yeah, probably at this moment in time. Just Yander's only going to get better. Ward-Prowse would be a great option. Do I see it happening? I don't. I think his £100,000 a week wages would be a massive put off by anyone. He's earning over £5 million a year at West Ham. They're going to have to pay him out that contract if they want rid of him. That's how football works. If they want rid of him, they're going to have to try and pay him out or get a club to take him on the same money. It's going to be difficult. There will have to be a settlement there, but it doesn't look good for him, because he's going to have a period of time where he's not going to play football. And when you look at his time since he left Saints, a lot of people say, oh yeah, he's been rubbish since he left. And he hasn't necessarily been rubbish. He's actually had a really good first season, because I looked at his stats under David Moyes, and he played a lot of football. He scored 7 goals. He had 2 penalties, 44 shots, 18 on target. He got 7 assists. His pass completion rate was ridiculous, 89%, because he's just loves the safe pass. He loves a lot of 5 and 6 yard passes. It doesn't really influence the game enough at the top end. The one time he did that was under Nathan Jones, and he was bloody good. I thought he was brilliant under Nathan Jones for that period of time. He was our best player under Jones. I loved the 10 role that he played in. But his numbers were good in his first season at West Ham. And then you look at the chances created. It was 64 chances he created. Look, he's not great at dribbling. 61.1% dribble success rate. Touches 1,991 touches. It's a ridiculous amount. Look, he didn't get depossessed a lot. It was 11 times he got depossessed, which is quite incredible, really. And he started pretty much every game of that Premier League campaign for them. So, look, he had a really, really good first season. It's his second season where it all went wrong for James Ward-Prowse. David Moyes moved on and Julian Lopetegui come in, and Julian Lopetegui didn't fancy James Ward-Prowse at all, and his minutes started to drop quite rapidly and ended up with a loan move to Nottingham Forest, like I spoke about. He only played in the Premier League, FA Cup and EFL Cup 26 games. So he wasn't involved in a lot of games, and he only started 11 of those, 17 from the substitute bench as well. There was FA Cup games and the EFL Cup games, which I spoke about, but quite the contrast to the season before, where he did play a lot of football. Like, they had European football under David Moyes. He was involved in 52 games for West Ham. Like I said, the 7 goals, 7 assists, only booked 4 times. His disciplinary is implacable. And he had that run with the European football that they had there, where he's in the squad 10 times. He started 9 games in that European competition. So it was a really good first season for him. Just second season, changed of manager, and it all went wrong. Ended up going to Forest, got no game time, and his numbers massively dropped. And I've got his numbers for that second season for you to have a look at. Just a 1 goal, shots 15, shots on target 6. It's just a massive fall off of epic proportions. Assists just the 2. Pass accuracy 91%, still very, very high. His passing completion rate is good because he does play. And like I said, a lot of those safe passes, which can be a little bit critical about. Successful dribbles, but he doesn't dribble the ball, just 2 in the whole of the season. And depossessed just the 9 times, very, very low. But it's a little bit of a lazy link, the story. I think it's a nothing story, but I would take him. And Saints fans are messaging me on Instagram. I've had messages today. Loads of people saying, well, Martin, would you take him? Martin, would you take him? Of course I would. He's good. He's a good player. Would I love to see him in a Saints shirt again? Absolutely. A lot of Saints fans wouldn't have him back, but I think at 30 years old, he's got a lot to offer. Do I think it will happen? No, I don't. I think he's on too much money. Have to take a massive pay cut to come and play at Southampton. Get involved in the comments box below. That's my reaction. That's my thoughts to the story. We love your opinions too. If you've got a Saints fan that may enjoy some fan-related content, please do share this channel with a friend. If you're not subscribed, do get subscribed to the channel. Get involved in the comments box below. And please, please, please do like the video as well, because more people that like it, it does massively help the YouTube algorithm and push it to more and more Saints fans. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you again very soon.